This is Davey Suicide, and you're watching Front Row Live Entertainment.
Hey guys, Rob here, Front Row Live Entertainment. I'm hanging out with Davey Suicide. How's it going, dude? It's been a minute. We've been trying to set this one up, and it's finally happening. So how are you doing today?
I'm great. It's a very exciting time, and I'm very looking forward to the future.
Yeah, no, and thanks for having us and stuff. And I'm looking at all your memorabilia over here. It's pretty cool. We have a pretty important date coming up, and you guys have already had hype without releasing anything yet. So it's like, tell us about this May 1st coming up.
It's the release of Generation Fuckstar, which is obviously our first single. It's our first video, and it's like gonna set the tone for what's to come with our record. And a lot of people have been waiting a long time for this, and we're just all excited.
And tell us about this song. What is this song about? How did it originate?
I think it's about second chances, and it's also about kind of like shedding years of baggage, really, and just being comfortable in your own skin and becoming yourself, and I think it's applicable to everybody.
Okay. And with the name Davey Suicide, how did that come about?
I woke up one day and I just realized I needed a constant reminder that unless I took myself out of situations, that there shouldn't be a reason why I didn't accomplish anything I wanted to. So I took on Suicide as my last name to just remind me of that every day, because I needed that. I was at a very low point, and that's how that came about.
And it's also the band name. So why did you decide to keep it as your name and not an actual band name?
I was at a point where I was ready to take the responsibility onto my shoulders, and everyone kind of married into my message and all the songs and stuff, and it felt like the right thing to do at that point, and I was ready for it.
And then back to the single that's coming up. You had the music video. What can we expect the music video? You had a teaser out just recently. So tell us a little bit about the music video.
Well, we worked with Chad Michael Ward, who is a guy who I believe is pretty much, I feel like he visually is what the soundtrack of Davey Suicide should look like. And so we did the video. We brought in, I wrote a concept, and he kind of tied it all together to make it cohesive and work in the budget. And you can expect, I mean, it's bold. I think that the message and everything that we're saying, it's got a powerful meaning behind it. And I think it captures the raw energy and the liveliness of us and all the members.
Cool. And I was telling you earlier, like, your name has been coming out, but you guys have a hype going on, and surprisingly, a song hasn't even been released yet. So how did that come about? How did the exposure happen for Davey Suicide?
Well, I think we just work really hard, and I think we're always out pushing our name, pushing the brand, and I think people are just paying attention because it matters, and I think that's a testament to hard work. Yeah, is really what it is.
And on top of that, you guys just got signed to Standby Records. How did that come about?
Standby's been after me for a few years, and
not many people can say that.
I know. I've turned them down so many times, and then we just had a meeting with the management, and we weighed our options, and they just seemed like they got the vision, and they were gonna let us do what we wanted to do, and they weren't scared, and they didn't want to try to put us into a box to try to make it sell more. They were like, you know what? We believe in this enough to let you guys call the shots, produce your own record, direct your own video or whatever, and that spoke volumes to me, because I feel like a lot of people get caught in the safe world, and I've just never been one to be in that. I don't understand that. Yeah. We don't have to have boundaries. So there was no pressure with having to write an album, which you guys are working on right now, right? Record's done. Yeah, so we started it 2 years ago. Wow. And it's been done, and now everything's getting set up, like all of our summer touring, fall touring, it's getting lined up, and so it's one of those things that I wanted to make sure we had all the bullets in the chamber, so we could just fire them all off at once and really make a big impact and have our message bold and strong. So. And
what can you tell us about this record? A title, maybe possible release date?
It's a summer release. It's self-titled, and it's got an industrial feel to it, kind of like a 90s feel to it. I think some people might call it shock, but I think the only reason they're going to call it shock is because the way I see things, I think is the news is puts on a facade to try to keep the majority of the world kind of living in the dark. And I'm not afraid to expose it, and I talk about a lot of that. I think there's some vulnerability that goes on inside of the album, and it's raw, it's punked in your face, and it's just, you know, it's bold.
Yeah. And then how many tracks are we looking at for this record?
It's 14. So we made it jam packed. I think we got to the point where we didn't want to clip anything because the messages are all intertwined. It's almost like a concept record, not on purpose, but we had a couple segues that lead in, and I just feel like as a collective piece, it needed to be 14 songs.
You guys were working on the album for 2 years. So why did it take so long? Is it because you guys were actually doing everything piece by piece and slowly making sure everything is working out fine, or?
Yeah, we wanted to do that. We had other offers, and then we had to get out of a situation. But mainly, we knew the level that we wanted to get it to, and until it was at that level, we didn't want to expose anything and let anything out. So it was more important for us to get all our bullets in the chamber so we could fire them all off at once and make a bigger impact, you know?
Yeah. How soon can we expect a possible date for this release? You mentioned it's a summer release.
Yeah, it's midsummer. It's midsummer. It looks like it's going to be mid-July, and that's the target date right now. So. Okay.
And then you guys have had a couple performances. What's a Davey Suicide show look like?
I mean, I think that we've gotten 5 frontmen on each position, and I think it's aside from that just being a very over-the-top experience, I think you know, we're bringing kind of like the theatrical visual side along with it, so it can kind of like we brought video in to coincide the songs and kind of like make the message visual as much as it is musical. And I just want to bring the excitement back and do what the bands like Guns N' Roses and you know, like Manson and like those bands, how they made me feel when I was growing up. I want to bring that theatricalness back to the show.
How soon can we expect a possible tour? Are we going to wait till the record comes out?
No, well, we're going to go out in June. We're going to do some dates with Wednesday 13. So it's great to be going under their wing and being able to get in front of a lot of people right out of the gate.
With the hype that you guys already have, you know, like I said, without releasing anything yet, I'm sure you guys can possibly even tour with whoever you guys want to. So if you got that opportunity, who would you go out on tour with?
I mean, obviously, you know, we want to work up to playing with, like, you know, Zombie and Manson and, you know, take on the big boys of the genre, you know. So hopefully that comes sooner than later, and then we'll be the big boys.
Do you think you guys are ready for that?
Yeah. I mean, I think that, you know, that's, you work your whole life for the opportunity, and when the opportunity arises, you know, I think that we've gotten all of our I's dotted and our T's crossed.
I was reading on one of your interviews, one important thing you should carry is baby powder. So what's your reasoning for that?
You know what, I believe a lot in second chances. I've had a lot of like opportunities slip away from me, and I was fortunate enough to get myself back into that position to have a second chance. And so the baby powder thing, like, we joke around calling it baptizing and stuff, but you know, it became part of our look, you know. And so that's what we put it on before every show, and now kids start to do it at our shows and stuff, so it's pretty sweet, you know. We're building this like suicide cult.
So if I ever run out, I know where to go for baby powder.
Oh yeah, if you ever have any chafing going on, you can use it for that too.
So it would be perfect for tour as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, dude, I appreciate you giving us the time to hang out. I know it's been a while in the making. Anything you want to say out to the viewers? Anything you want to drop? Your links? Anything?
DaveySuicide.com is the best way to you know, keep up with us. And May 1st, make sure you get the single. The video will be on Blank TV, and we're excited to see the world and have you guys along the way.
Cool. Well, thanks for hanging out. You guys be sure to check them out and subscribe to Front Row Live Entertainment, and we'll see you guys soon.